Oh, man. Shark 25. What's up? Jimmy, what's going on, bud? What's going on? What's going on? Bob's, Rhino, Michael, Taylor, Bateman, what's going on, dude? Itch, Elijah, what is up? Bo D, Michael, Clinton, James, what's going on? Russell, what's up, guys? Colton, Joe, what's up, buddy? Happy Sunday. Taylor, what's going on, Bill? Garrett, appreciate you tuning in, buddy. Hog Snatcher, Robert, you guys getting on fast tonight. So no football tonight, huh? I don't keep up with it, but a buddy of mine told me there was no football, so. Buckeye Bassin, what's going on? Joel, did you build your shelf? Over here? Yeah, me and my dad built those. My dad, he watches my videos from time to time, and when I did my tackle room tour, I didn't give him a shout out that he helped me build it, and he gives me crap about that. So, Dad, if you're watching, thanks for help with the shelves. What's going on, Bill? Yeah, hopefully my audio and video is good. I got Wi-Fi off because they're using it upstairs, so hopefully it's pretty good. Thanks, Buckeye. What's going on, Matt? As long as the audio and video is good. Only I don't like about using the phone, it constantly wants to, not zoom, what do you call that? Like it, you know, it wants to focus in and out. Southern Outdoors, what's going on? What's up, Paul? Sounded good. That's what I'd like to hear, man. Yes, I've been with Biospawn for a few years. Typical, howdy. What is up? Yeah, dude. Yep. We've done quite a few things together. I work with him too, so I probably seen him a little too much. Best starter combo if you're just getting into fishing, probably like a spinning combo, I would suggest. Unless you want to go all in with a bait caster, go for it. And I got videos on that, which, you know, I taught my 10-year-old how to do it real easy back when he was 10, no problem at all. So, I mean, shouldn't be a problem, whichever way you want to go. Biospawn Axle sticks are awesome. Yes, sir. Doug, what's up, buddy? What is going on? One thing I want to throw out there as we're getting going. Now, I'm not asking you guys, how's the Lose TI? I haven't used it yet. I imagine it's going to be pretty awesome, though. Best mono? Mono. I use Cigar Senchi. I've been using that for years. I have the 3,000 yard spool, so I haven't had to buy any in a while. But that's discontinued now. Other than that, I really like Suffolk Siege. That's a really good mono as well. What is the limpest fluoro you use and what's your preference? I pretty much use InvisX for pretty much all my fluoro needs. I was using BrazeX for a while, but I think for where I'm fishing, it really just wasn't necessary. InvisX, I haven't had any issues at all with it. Mad Matt in the house. What's going on, dude? All right, before we go any further, I want to say one thing. Some of you guys have been donating, which I really do appreciate that. I just put the money back into the channel. But I want to give something back to you guys that do donate. Usually it's only just a handful of people, which again, I'm not asking for donations. Again, I do appreciate it. But what I wanted to do was, at the end of the video, I can see who donated. So if you do decide to donate through this stream, I'm going to put you guys in a little giveaway. And we've got a couple packs of baits here, Bug and the Exo Swim. So if 5 guys donate, you 5 guys will go in a little giveaway. And a winner will get 2 packs of baits. So I just want to throw that out there. Again, you don't have to donate, but if you do, at least you have a chance of getting something for your money. Just wanted to throw that out there. And I'll mention that a couple times through the stream. Good evening, ladies. What's going on, Greg? Best braid for the buck. I used to use Bass Pro braid all the time, and I really liked it. My favorite braid is probably Sunline FX2. when do you usually start boat fishing again? Normally, be honest, when the ponds that I fish, when they start really to pick up is when I get the boat out, because I figured if I can't catch them at the farm ponds, I know I can't catch them on the mud holes that I fish. So normally it's around March or so, I would say. Thanks, Chad. Huge fan. Income tax coming. What did I say? $150 bait cast combo. The Spring Classic is probably coming up real soon at Bass Pro. I would keep an eye on the Bass Pro Shops Pro Qualifier. You can sometimes get that for like 50 or 60 bucks. And then I would just pair that with like a Bass Pro rod. I mean, that's a very good starter combo, but I use those for the longest time. Great combos. What's going on, dude? I never know how to say your name. What is it? Kiowa? Kiowa Daddy? I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. What's up, boy? This makes Sundays. Nope. Awesome. A lot of valuable information. Cool, dude. Glad you're tuning in. Does Bass Tracker help you out at all? No, they did not help me out at all. And I even had a little issue with my deck that I fixed on my own. I reached out to them for help and they never even responded. So I would say they did not help me at all, and their customer service is junk. But I love the boat, so what are you gonna do? But yeah, I don't. I'm not affiliated with Tracker at all. But I mean, I still recommend the boat. I mean, it's a great boat. So. What we got here? Clear water with a lot of rain. What do you throw? I imagine the rain would stain it up a little bit, but to be totally honest, I don't really fish any clear water other than one pond. But the main lakes that I go to, it's all mud holes. So, I mean, I would say, since I don't have a whole lot of experience in that, me personally, if I was going to approach it, I would go finesse. You know, a drop shot, shaky head, something like that. If you can find the fish, that's what I would go with. Favorite hollow body frog. I don't know if I have a favorite. I got a bunch of different ones that I throw. Probably the one I use the most would be probably just the Spro Bronze Eye. I think it's like the 65. Good all-around frog. You can find them pretty much anywhere. Not too expensive. No problem, Paul. Big boat in the future, like Kawasaki with a daddy. Okay, I got you, dude. All right. Kawa Daddy. Big boat in the future, probably not, just because I fish smaller bodies of water, and the lake that I fish the most has a 50 horsepower max. So if I get a big glass boat, 50 horsepower is not going to push it. So I have to stick with the smaller aluminum boats to be able to fish the local lakes that I do. Robert, what's up, bud? I'm trying out casting products this year. What do you think about that? I can't really say. I've only used the rod racks. I'm sure the gear is decent, but I can't say without using it. Where do you see who donates? I think when you're done, you can go to like the analytics part of it, and you can see there who donated. I usually check it after each stream just in case I miss somebody. And like I said, normally I get a few donations through each stream. Again, I'm not telling you guys to donate, but if you do, I'll put you guys in a little giveaway. Like I said, normally it's only like 3 or 4 guys that decide to donate, which again, I really do appreciate that. But you few guys will be in a little giveaway, which I'll go ahead and leave a comment in the video once it's over. Who won? I'll message you guys and you can send me your info. I mean, if a couple guys each donate $2, well, then I'll put you in the little giveaway. And what are these? $7 a piece, $6 a piece. So if you win, you get your money right back. Again, I'm not asking for donations. I just want to pay you guys back. The ones that do donate, you have a chance to get a couple packs of baits. Can you recommend guide replacements for rod? I use braid and it's going through the hell out of the eyes on my nice rod. I would suggest going with the company that you got your rod from. Like I went through, most of my rods are Okuma, and when I damaged one of the guides, or the tip top I should say, I went through them and got the exact guide. Now, I'm sure you can get like a Fuji replacement guide. I think even Walmart carries that. I know Tech Warehouse does. But you'd be better off contacting the rod company and having them send you the exact guide. That's what I would recommend. I haven't tried the Tokyo rig. I'm going to start building some of those really soon here, Bill. I'll go ahead and shout out Alex Rudd. I seen a video he did, and he linked the components down in his description on Amazon. So I have everything but the wire. I'm going to pick up some of that wire and then make my own. Best place to get Biospawn baits? I would just go right to biospawn.com, and you guys can use my code TJ81 to get 20% off. I believe eventually that website is going to go away, and everything will be sold on Karl's. But for the time being, you guys can still get 20% off using my code. No problem, Garrett. Typical B gamer. What's up, dude? Favorite flipping bait? Some type of beaver. You know, whether it be a rodent, vile bug, something like that. Just beaver type bait. No, I didn't get the battle box set up yet. I did get the pond bag here all loaded up. That video will be out on Tuesday. I'll do the edit tonight. Well, my wife will do the edit tonight. So, nice, bub. I'm a Spro fan too. That's cool. You ready to smack Phantom? Yeah, the Barbie girl. Always, dude. New boat or used first purchase? I mean, if you can afford a new boat, I would go that route just because the loans on a boat, you can run out so long. Like my payment was only like $140. And you just never know how somebody took care of that motor. That was really my only concern. But if you find a good used one, definitely go that route if it was a one-time owner or something like that. But if you can afford the new one, I personally would go that way. Now, being a new boat owner, you're going to bang it up. I mean, I had mine banged up like my first trip out. But I mean, that's going to happen. But at least I know the motor is in tip-top shape. It comes with a warranty. So take that how you may. I haven't tried the Tokyo rig, but like I said, I'm going to build my own there. Thoughts on smart baits? Is there color changing tech a real advantage? I personally haven't used those yet. I got quite a few packs from my mystery tackle box, but I haven't put those to the test yet. You know, I take that back. I may have used one of the Cincos in the summer, but with my water being so muddy, I don't even know if I could even see a difference. I would imagine that'd be more of a clear water game there. Still waiting for that rod mule? Yeah. I thought he said it could be February, dude. So keep a lookout. And you can use my code if you get them on his website, TJ81, 20% off over at CalCoast. Oh no, waddy fishing. I might as well just end this right now. The stream has gone down to crapper. How much do you spend on boat maintenance each year? That's a good question. I can't say I really did anything last year because I don't do the plugs and all that every season. But really a jug of oil, lower unit oil. I always get a new plug each season. Probably not that much. Maybe 75 bucks, something like that. Greetings from Canada. What's going on, dude? I'll donate. I can do $2 or $3. Money tight, but I can do it. Well, I appreciate it, buddy. And again, I'm not asking anybody to donate. I'm just wanting to give back to the ones that do donate with the little giveaway. So if you guys want to, that's great. If not, you don't have to. Any idea on when we will see the Rebel walkthrough video? Well, the weather's going to be pretty cold here, Joe, for the next week, but I think the following week it warms up. So that's a possibility, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Colton, appreciate the $2, buddy. I love the channel, man. Your content is amazing. All right, Colton is the first one entered in the giveaway. Let's see here. I bought a small office paper clip to use for Tokyo rigs. They work really well and easy to wrap. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. I think the ones that Alex had linked down below, I think they were spinnerbait wires that already had the end twisted on them. So all you got to do is put your weight on and twist it up there. But I think it was like 25 of them for like $8. And I think it was 0.35 gauge wire. Any opinions on these spinnerbait brands? Revenge, Nichols, Pulsator, River to Sea, Bling. Revenge. I might be getting Revenge mixed up. Yeah, I don't think I've used Revenge. I've used War Eagle, which I do like. River to Sea. No, I don't think I use the River to Sea or the Nichols. My main one is the Picasso. I like Booyah. Comanche, when they made those, I really like those. Who else we got? Can't think of any other ones offhand. Yeah, Bill, it should be out on Tuesday. What rod rack do you recommend? I got a video on that. I would recommend the Cast King rod racks. The last video I did was me put one together. Looks like, do we have 2 donations? Looks like I may have missed one. Maybe I'll come up on it here. So are you going to do a video on your own Tokyo rig and tell us? Yeah, I can do that. Phantom is behind lunch. Dude, I don't know if you really could beat Andy. I think if you do attempt to fish against him, make sure your wallet is full. Hey, did you do the giveaway for the Karl clubs and balls? Oh, you mean the clip and call? Yes, I did. And he already received them and he posted a pic. There we go. Paul, he was the other donator. Thanks for the tip. And so we got 2 guys entered in the giveaway. So right now, your chances are really good. Let's see here. Have you ever tried, dude, Excalibur treble hooks, dude? Those are sticky sharp. Those come on a lot of the, the Booyah baits and things like that. Or they used to. I'm not sure if they do anymore. And even the brand Excalibur, I'm not sure where that branded went. They may have went out or maybe they teamed up with Booyah. I'm not really sure where that was. But those came with those hooks. They are sticky sharp. Favorite cold water crankbait? Probably like a flat side Lucky Craft or something like that. What size hook do you use for the Vile Bug? It'll handle a 4-aught. I do have a rigging video on that, Joe. I use a 4-aught EWG. How was the Lose Mach Speed Spool SLP combo? I haven't used that. I couldn't tell you, bud. Oh no, Danny got wadded today. That is never good. I don't know you $15 for nothing, dude. You rushed. You tried to get. I'm using it right now. The YoloTek power station. You tried to get that before me, so you lost your discount. No, I haven't taken the S waivers out yet. I won't take them out probably till March. We're froze right here, right now. Did the Bomber flat side crankbaits produce for you? I don't think I've used Bomber flat sides. I don't think I've used those. I haven't used the Tattoo either. I bought that at the end of the season. I'm using that this season. Greg Thomas, appreciate the donation, buddy. So we got 3 guys in the giveaway. Did you do giveaways for the... Yeah, I already did that. I already answered that, bud. Unless I'm way behind here on comments. Do some more vlog videos soon. Hank, what's going on, brother? Did you hear that Scott Martin left Okuma and is with Favorite now? Yeah, that's all news, brother. But I kind of know what happened there. I'm not really going to say what's going on, but I mean, however it comes out, it comes out. But it was a budget cut type kind of thing. So that's all I can say. What type of braking do you prefer, centrifugal or magnetic? I guess magnetic is easy to adjust on the fly, but centrifugal, I mean, really once I set it, I usually keep mine on 3 or 4 brakes. So really once I set them once, I really don't even mess with them anymore. I just adjust the tension knob. So either one is good. Again, magnetics is easier to adjust on the outside of the reel. You do risk losing maybe the side cover if it's unattached if you're going to adjust the brakes on the spool. But again, either one is good. If you're a beginner, dual braking is awesome. Bass Pro's got a lot of the dual braking type reels, but really either one, I really don't have a preference. Once I dial them in, I just leave them. No problem, Tiny Boy. Is there a recommended way of tying a lure? Direct tie, split ring, or snap lock? I'd imagine if you're trying to dial in color, you can use some type of snap lock. Normally, I just direct tie everything. I mean, like a Texas rig or something like that, I tie direct to the hook. But for a crankbait or something like that, I tie to the split ring. I usually don't use snaps. Again, if you're trying to dial in a color, you only have one rod, and you're again not want to retie a lot. The snap is just fine. Just for me though, I prefer just to direct tie. The Excalibur baits, yeah, got rebranded with Booyah. That's what I thought. Do bearings make more noise after being degreased and added a drop of oil? Yeah, they are louder. Life with Joe. What's up, brother? Any thoughts on the new MLF tour? I'll be totally honest. I wish it'd go back the way it was. I liked having all the the top pros on the elites. I loved watching them, and now it's like I'm sure I'll still watch it, but I'm not nearly as excited as I was years ago. And I mean, I don't know if it was a money deal or more time for the sponsors, or really what the deal was and why everyone switched. But it's kind of exciting watching those guys side fish or whatever it is that they're doing, spending a lot of time on a fish or how they're setting up on an area and all that. MLF, if you watch it, I mean, they're just running around the lake, just looking for jokers, looking for fish. I mean, so to me, it's just not going to be as exciting. I mean, the weigh-ins are exciting, holding up those big fish. I mean, majority of the MLF matches I've watched, I mean, there's nothing even huge to hold up. I mean, just because they're just looking for bites, not so much big fish. Of course, they come across big fish from time to time, but I don't think the excitement's going to be there like it was with the elites. Hello from VA Beach. Have you tried the new Z-Man spinnerbait? I have not. KLG, what's up, brother? No fishing is torture. No joke, dude. The Tech Warehouse backpack. Yeah, I've seen that. A few of my buddies got it. What's your favorite combo around $200? $200, you can probably find the Tatula CT for probably like $100. And then I would just pair that up with like a Bass Pro rod, an EVX rod, something like that. I mean, these days you get a lot for your money. I mean, like I said, the $100 reels, I mean, they're really good. Even years ago when I was using the Pro Qualifier reels, again, you could get those for like 50, 60 bucks. That was an excellent reel. And to this day, it's still an awesome reel. So you don't have to spend that much to get a high quality reel. Or at least one that performs, like a quality reel. What brand braid do you prefer? My go-to braid is going to have to be Sunline FX2. Favorite fluoro would be InvisX. I use pretty much InvisX for everything now. For a while I was using AbrazeX, but I didn't think really where I was fishing and how I was fishing with it really justified the extra cost. InvisX really does everything that I needed to do. Are we doing fantasy fishing again this year? I'm sure you and Phantom are wanting a rematch. Mike, I don't even know who's really going to be in it anymore. I mean, it would really be a gamble for all of us because majority of the guys we know are now with MLF. Old Toad, you're the only one that said that so far, so I'm assuming you're just making fun of me from yesterday. And Andy's audio was horrible yesterday. I wasn't the only one saying that. I was trying to help him out. Any internet spring tackle sales coming up soon that you are aware of? As far as I know, just like the classic sales. Usually they're like into February, something like that, into March. Your thoughts on digital controlled reels such as Shimano Corrado DC? I'd like to try one, Danny. I haven't yet, but I mean, I think it would be pretty cool for sure. But again, if you're paying the extra money, just so you don't backlash and all that, I mean, it's not that hard to adjust your baitcaster. And again, it has more to do than just adjustments. I mean, your line, lure weight, right rod, all plays a role. If you set it up right, really, you don't need to spend the extra money for that kind of reel. But that being said, I'm sure the reel's awesome. So, I mean, I'm sure if I got one, I'm sure I'd love it. Hey, Jam, this Sunday night live chat is awesome, man. Keep them coming, brother. I'll try and do it, buddy, every Sunday as long as I'm free. Hey, going back to the Evolution spinners, how did they do for you? I forgot to get your input. Oh, they were good, dude. I like them, dude. Only thing I would say is I think I got 1/4 and 3/8, which I like to reel fast, man. And with that weight and all those blades, it had way too much lift. So I think if I were to get them again, I would get 1/2 ounce or heavier if you guys offered that, just because for the speed that I like to reel, they just rose too fast on me. But I mean, killer spinnerbait if you can slow them down. Parker, hey man, I love your videos and they are very informational. Appreciate it, buddy. Terminator, Shutter. I haven't used that, buddy. I did see a video on actually the other day, and I seen it out on Karl's. So I'm thinking about picking some up, but I haven't yet. Old Toad, appreciate the $4.99, guys. So what's that? Maybe 3-4 guys that we have in the giveaway. If you guys just got on, again, I want to say I'm not asking for donations, but if you guys choose to donate, I want to give back to you guys as well. At the end of the video, I can look at the analytics and see who donated, and I'm going to put you guys in a little giveaway for a couple packs of baits. So I think we have 4 or 5 guys in the giveaway right now, and I'll leave a comment in the video, which you guys that donated need to check back in those comments and reply to me, so then I can reply to you for you to send me your shipping info. So you guys that did send or do donations, make sure you look down in the comments after this video. Old Toad, do appreciate it, buddy. I think MLF might not get the results for the sponsors and will slowly fall apart. Yeah, dude, I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. I mean, and really, I mean, I thought they said, what, no entry fees? I mean, really, how's that even going to work? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. But I still say that I'm going to miss the elites, you know. I mean, obviously it's still there, but I'm going to miss seeing KVD and Evers and all the big guns on the elites. Going to be cold in Illinois this week. I know, I think, what, a couple of days, the highs were in the teens, lows are like in the negatives, so I'm not looking forward to this coming week. Hey, man, the best lives to fish around this time. Best lakes? The ones that are thawed. Around me, there's only just, I guess, power plant lakes. But I have too big a motor on my boat to take my boat there. Hello from... Oh, I remember you, dude. Kieran, what's going on, buddy? Good night. Watching from Brazil. That's cool. Spill the beans on Scott and Okuma, huh? You know, I really don't want to say anything other than I believe it was budget cuts. That's all I want to say. So whether I'm not going to go any further than that, I don't want to get myself in trouble. I don't know if I should even be talking about it. So I'm just going to say what I heard was budget cuts. So whether Scott left or they told him they couldn't afford him, I don't know the deal. That's all I'm saying. I just heard it was budget cuts. TJ81, what's your favorite trailer for a chatterbait? It's got to be the Plasma Tail, the 4.5, which a lot of you guys wouldn't think to use as a trailer, but use it and thank me later. I like that one, or I like the Strike King Blade Minnow. Robert, appreciate the $5, brother. Another one entered in the giveaway. Real appreciate it, guys. I like the content on the channel. Much appreciated, buddy. What rod do you use for square bill cranking? The exact rod would be the EVX medium heavy. It's a cranking rod. It's 7 foot, medium heavy, mod fast action. It's got a full grip. It's not a split grip. For a while, and I still love the TCS cranking rod, but it loads the 3/8. The EVX loads at a quarter, and I can just throw a bigger variety of baits on the one that loads at a quarter. So I kind of go back and forth, but I see myself using EVX more and more. Tech room update coming soon. Yeah, I did hang a few more things up over there, and of course I got a lot more to do, but it'll be a couple months, I'm sure, before I get the boat out. So yeah, I'll get it all finished for you guys. Instead of 2019 LFS, I spent it hard bait jigs plastics at Bass Pro yesterday. There you go, dude. What would you use a 7 foot heavy action for? 1/2 ounce. It depends on the tip. But 7 foot heavy, normally I would use that for 1/2 ounce to 1.5. Probably, I would use that one probably for frogs, just because it looks like it loads at a 1/2. So if you're wanting to throw something like a quarter or 3/8 on it, it's not going to load as easy. So majority of your frogs are at least a 1/2 ounce. So I would start out that being my frog rod. Mad Matt, appreciate the $2, brother. Another one entered in the giveaway. Tip for Phantom to help his live stream run better. Yeah. Good tip for Phantom. Just come over here and do it with me. How about that? We do it and ride on. Thank you for the input. No problem, buddy. Do you use any scroungers? I do. I actually made a big order for trailers for the scrounger as well. I use the, one second, I actually got one. That's the new release there from Picasso, the Aaron Martins, if you guys can see that. But one thing I'll say about these and with the shock, or the shock blades, is, you know, you need the right length trailer and really the right size, weight, and everything really is really critical to get these to run true. You know, you can't take a little 1/4 ounce scrounger here and put a 5-inch fluke on it. It's going to do nothing but roll on you. So I made a big order of a bunch of different trailers to really dial it in to see which one I need for each weight. But same goes with the shock blades. You know, even a 1/4 ounce chatterbait, like the shock blade, the Picasso ones, even if you put a 5-inch fluke on that, you're not going to get much vibration. You got to really match the size trailer to the head weight. So I'm going to play around with these more. I haven't done a video on them yet just because I haven't really dialed in the trailers. I want to get more info before I do that for you guys. But that's something I am working on. Our Academy Sports had buckets of hard baits and soft plastics on clearance and certain 10XDs for $4.98. KVD soft plastics for $1.98. That's a steal, dude. I just picked up an assortment of Bandit crankbaits, 100. I like the hundreds. That's a good deal too. Phantom just needs a better internet provider. Yeah. Does Okuma have an all-purpose spinning setup? And if so, what are the specs? All-purpose. Really, I didn't get really too specific when I got my spinning combos. I looked at the weight that it loads and really what I throw the most. And I got a medium, which loads at a 16th. I think it's a 7.1 medium. And then I got a 7.1 medium heavy, which loads at an 1/8. And both fast action rods. And what I'll do is I'll probably have one spooled up with like 8 or 10 and one with 10 or 12. And just depending on the weight of the lure is how I'll pick each rod. I don't get too crazy with my spinning setups. So the lighter bait that I'm going to throw is going to go on the medium. The heavier is going to go on the medium heavy. James, appreciate the $2, buddy. Another one entered in the giveaway. Phantom fishing. I'll explain the payouts when we fish. Looks like we got $29 in donations. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate that. For those of you just tuning in, again, we got 2 packs of baits here. Again, I want to say I'm not asking you guys to donate, but the ones that do donate, I really do appreciate that. So I want to give back to you guys that do donate. So again, 2 packs of baits for the guys that are donating. I'm going to put you all in a hat. I'll pick a winner. And like I said, one of you guys will get 2 packs of bait. So if you donate a couple bucks, you have a chance to win, you know, what, 14 bucks worth in baits. So again, $29 so far. Really do appreciate that. So it could be, what, 8 or 10 guys that'll be in the giveaway. Finally see you live. What's going on? Bandit crankbaits are awesome. I know Phantom Fishing, he was just on here. He loves the bandits. TJ, are you going to fish any local bass tournaments? Most likely not. I'd like to do some bass tournaments, and I may even set some up on my days off. But also, I don't want to put any more pressure that's on the lakes it's already on there. You know what I'm saying? When I used to fish the main lake that I fished years ago, I mean, I was like the only one fishing that lake. I mean, when I was on there like Wednesday evenings, it was like I was the only one there. And now it's like on the weekends talking to my buddies, it's like, you know, there's like no parking spots. So I really don't want to draw any more attention to the lakes that I fish. So I'm probably going to say, yeah, no to that. -22 Wednesday. I'll pass on that. But it's going to be pretty cold here Wednesday, though. Best lures to fish around this time. Sorry, is that supposed to be a joke because we're froze here? If you're thawed, well, I guess it depends on water temps. I mean, chatterbaits, lipless crankbaits, things like that. Shaky heads. Have you ever fished Kincaid? Yeah, funny story, Connor. Wadded Fishing, he's on here. That's like one of his home lakes, he calls it, you know. And long story short, we were fishing the Clearwater end. I'm not sure if that was the south end. We were fishing Clearwater end. Mike was winning like, I don't know, 1 or 2 to nothing. And he was on the phone with his dad talking a bunch of smack because they were out here. He was out fishing me for once in his life, okay? He took me to the muddy water, I guess the north end. And, dude, I felt right at home fishing that muddy water. I think we left there. I think I won like 15-2. And that's a lake he's been fishing his whole life. And that was my first time. So, yes, I do love that lake. I wish it was a little bit closer to me. I believe it's over 2 hours away. John, appreciate the $4.99, brother. You're going to be getting a new boat soon. I don't plan on it. The tracker's still holding up really well. Motor's in good shape. And I can't really get a bigger boat for the lakes that I fish. So I think I'll be holding on to the tracker for a while still. Do appreciate the $5, brother. Love your channel. Need to go. Have a great week, Jim. No problem, Joe. Appreciate you tuning in, buddy. Let's see here. I got my mom here trying to get on here and ask questions. I just seen her on Messenger. Let's see here. No, I have not got the Helios SX yet. I talked to them last week, which I think I said the week before, that they should be shipped out any day. But I do have a bunch of those coming. Oh no, Jennifer Jumper's on here. That's my sister. What are you doing on here? Hey, why don't you tell Mom how to make a comment, because she don't know how she's doing it, and she's asking me questions while I'm trying to do this. Hey, and you can also donate, Jen. You're not entered in the giveaway either. Let's see here. Have you heard of the new Sticks fishing rods from Inform? No, I have not. Yeah, I know they only got like 6 or 7 different rods in that series, but I haven't seen them or used them. Larry, in your life, how many bass boats have you owned? Any kind. No kayaks, and that Tracker was the first bass boat that I've owned. That was my first boat. Did you let your sister drive? Oh, do you let your sister drive your boat? Yes, my sister has. I think she drove the boat once or twice, Jen. And you caught that big old catfish too. Just starting bass fishing using the bank. Love all the how-to videos. Good deal, brother. Spinning fast tip. Let's see here. Not to belabor the point, but Jacob Willie left a... Yeah, they both... Actually, I think there's more than just those two. Well, I'm not saying they left Okuma. Again, it was budget cuts. But yeah, the Okuma had knocked out quite a few pros, I believe. Hey, Mike and Jen, why don't you guys go chat somewhere else? Chuck, I do appreciate the $5, brother. Another one entered in the giveaway. You probably answered in the past, but have you used any of the Shimano DC reels? And if so, I have not, buddy. Maybe that's something, I don't own any Shimano reels, and you guys do ask about Shimano reels all the time. Maybe that particular reel there will be the one that I pick up and do a review for you guys this season. Can I get a shout out on my channel? It is the same as my name, Clash of Clans King. There you go. Go check them out, guys. Have you ever had a problem with clutch bearings, like when you set the hook and it free spools? I have not. If you're having an issue with that, you may want to clean it, degrease it, and then light oil it. I just put a couple drops of oil on a Q-tip, and I just run it around those bearings. But too much grease can make that slip. I know I can do it. I just don't want to. Can he see my messages? Yeah, Mike, I'm sure he's seeing your messages on here. If he's not busy playing with his Barbies. What is the best all-around setup for worm fishing? I like a 7-foot to like a 7'2", medium heavy, fast action rod, either 12 to 15 pound fluorocarbon, and then of course whatever bait and weight that you want to use. The deeper that you're fishing, the heavier the weight. If you're going to fish pretty shallow, then you can get away with like an 1/8 or a 1/4. Again, you want to remain, you want to have bottom contact. So use as much weight as you need to be able to stay on the bottom. Bill, love your live feed. Such a great Q&A. Very informative. Keep them going. Appreciate it, brother. Wadded fishing. Get out of here, dude. Y'all hit that like button. Listen, James, smash that like button. Can I get a shout out on my channel? I just gave you a shout out. Clash of Clans King. There you go. There's a shout out, dude. Sorry if it seemed like a dumb question. Grew up with one rod and used snap swivels for everything. Get older and switch to tying everything directly. No, dude, it was a great question. Not a dumb question at all. Oh, Mom already called you. That's great. Favorite tackle backpack for pond hopping. Love the vids, man. Been a long time subscriber. I do appreciate that, Luke. Right now, we got the PC phone all loaded up. That will be Tuesday's video, so keep a lookout for that video. Wadded fishing. Take your sister fishing. Then we will see who the real fisherman or fisherwoman is in the family. Dude, she catches some pretty good catfish, man. I'll have to show you some pictures of that. No problem, Clash. Phantom, I know you can hear me, dude. And I was being honest with you on your stream yesterday. The audio, and I wasn't the only one that said that. The audio was bad. If anybody else, if the audio is bad right now, let me know. I'm not on Wi-Fi because they're using it upstairs. Victor, I appreciate the $5, brother. Hey, Jim, enjoy the show, my friend. Just waiting for spring so I can fish. Me and you too, dude. We're getting pretty cold this coming week, but the following week is going to be warming up. I believe the following weekend is going to be mid or upper 30s. could even be hitting 40, and I don't think the lows are getting below freezing. But this coming week, some of our lows are in the negatives. But I do appreciate the $5, brother. And you guys just tuning in. For everyone that donates, I am doing a little giveaway for you guys. I'll put you all in a hat. We'll pick one winner. Everyone that donates. Again, 2 packs of baits. Again, I'm not asking you guys to donate. I just want to give back to the guys that decide they want to. So I really do appreciate that. Mike Watts, why don't you give me a donation for all the fishing tips that I give you? At the rate Okuma is losing pros, they may ask you to be a pro staffer. I've been with Okuma for a while, buddy, for a few years. Yeah, I don't plan on leaving them unless they boot me. I mean, I love the gear. The actions of the rods is why I signed on with Okuma. I love the way they fish. I felt they landed more fish with them. I don't ever plan on leaving Okuma. Hey, trying to make a decision between the Concept Z or the Concept A, what do you think? Haven't used a Z, but I mean the Z, obviously, I guess they're trying to sell it with those bearings. Whether or not those bearings really make a big deal or a big difference, I really don't know because I haven't used it. But the A is a solid reel, so if you can get a good deal on the A, you can always add like Boca bearings or something like that to it. But like I said, it's a toss-up right now just because I haven't used the Z. How would you suggest getting the clutch bearing pressed? I mean, you can just push them out. They're not. I mean, they're not in there as hard as you think they are. You can just press them out, or you can just go ahead and put the actual side cover. That's what I do. A lot of times I don't push them out. I just put the side cover. And 1 second here. I got this little deal here. It was from Ardent. It's got a little basket in there, but I can just kind of soak the side cover in here. And then I'll blow it all off with my compressor, rinse it with water and all that, dry it off, and then, like I said, go ahead and oil those bearings. But most likely that is the issue with that roller bearing. Probably too much grease on it. See here. Have you ever tried dirty jigs? I have. Good jigs, quality jigs. I like the skirt colors. I mean, paint jobs are great. But if I'm going to choose a jig, it's going to be a YoloTek Lures new jig. I mean, to me, it's just a good all-around jig. Instead of having like a dozen different styles of jigs, I can get everything done with a new jig. Phantom, you're the only one that says the audio is bad, dude, so I'm not sure I believe you. I had a clutch bearing issue after I did some maintenance on my reel. Took it apart again, and the issue resolved itself. Could it be not aligned? I wouldn't think it'd be an alignment. Maybe there was a little piece of debris or some type of dirt or something in that bearing, but it shouldn't be an alignment issue, no. It's just going to hug that, that little sleeve around there, around the shaft. It shouldn't be an alignment issue at all. I really did consider, Sean, micro power poles, but I had a buddy that had the same motor as I had, and he said with any bit of wind at all, it wouldn't hold the tracker. So I'd say smaller boats, yes, but a bigger boat like the tracker, I would just go with the regular power pole. What's going on, Luke? See, have you fished with many Yum baits? Curious to hear thoughts. The Yum tube was one of my go-to tubes for the longest time, but my main color they discontinued, so I haven't really used Yum tubes since they discontinued that color, and they also discontinued the size. Now they're a little bit bigger than they used to be. Yum Craw Pappy, one of my favorites still. I got a bunch of those. Yum puts out a good bait. I got nothing bad to say about Yum. What setup do you recommend for a braid with floor leader as all in one setup? If you be honest, I don't do really any leader connection knot steel. I just don't like that stuff. I mean, it's just one more place for the line to fail. And I fish dirty enough water where if I want to use braid, I can use straight braid, or I can just use, you know, obviously straight fluoro. I don't really like a connection knot, so I really don't have any input on that just because I don't do it. If I'm going to, normally I tie double uni, but I have a short leader because I don't want the knot going through the guides. So, Phantom, my head's really shiny. Thank you. Okay, great. I have been looking at that backpack. Yep, keep a lookout Tuesday. Matt, appreciate the $2, brother. If we raise 100 for this stream, you gotta ice fish. All right, I'll do that. If you raise $100, I'll go ice fishing with Phantom Fishing. But I'm not making you guys donate. If you want to, and it does reach $100, I'll go ice fishing Friday. As long as it's safe ice. But again, I'm not telling anybody to donate. Clan King. I'm a huge fan. Love the videos. Appreciate it, brother. Audio's just fine. Oh, yeah, I know Phantom's screwing with me. Thanks, Matt. Do you guys have bleaker fish in your area? I would think not, because I've never heard of a bleaker fish. So I'm going to say no. Need to come to Georgia and fish. I need to go to anywhere than Illinois to fish. Anywhere but Illinois. Phantom definitely is a bit more shiny tonight. Yeah, they'll wax it. We will see if he goes ice fishing with me this Friday. We'll have to see, dude. I have a feeling I'm going to get wadded on the giveaway. We're up to 36 bucks. Not sure how many people that is. Could be maybe a dozen people or so. Still, your odds aren't that bad. Again, how many people donated? I'll just go ahead and put you guys like in some type of random comment pick or something like that. And you guys will have the opportunity to win 2 packs of baits. So if you only donated a few bucks and you do win, you got off pretty good there. Again, for those of you just tuning in, I just want to give away or give back to the guys that are giving with the donation. So that's why we're doing a little giveaway for those guys. I have not used the Dobbin Sierra. Old Toad, I don't believe you either, dude. I know my audio's fine because only you and Phantom have said something. Go with a Z that casts farther. Well, I guess it really all depends on, I mean, how far do you need to cast? So, you know. Mom's still calling you. She's never going to figure it out anyways. Just don't tell her. I have heard a lot worse audio. Your audio is doing fine. Yeah, I don't have it on Wi-Fi just because the kids are using it upstairs. So when I'm not using it, sometimes it's in and out. But it's not as bad as Phantom's was yesterday. Phantom, you know, I'm just giving you crap. Matt says, Phantom, he better go out on that clear water pond ice fishing. I don't know, dude. All I can just picture myself just trapped under the ice. I'm not digging it, dude. Chuck, I met Jimmy Houston today. His advice was, if you are in Indiana this time of year, move south. Yeah. He said it takes a long to cut a big enough hole in the ice to fit a bass boat. Yeah, no kidding, dude. Yum is made in my hometown. That's cool. If a bait comes with a split ring, is there a benefit to tying to the split ring instead of removing the bait ring and tying directly to the bait? Good question, Doug. I can't say I've ever taken off the split ring and tied directly to the crankbait. I would think the split ring is going to give the bait a little more movement, you know, with your crankbaits and things like that. So I personally would leave the crankbait on. The only thing I do is with my crankbaits, normally they come with a round split ring. I add an oval. That's all I do. And I don't believe the oval to the round, it doesn't change the action or anything like that. I just like the oval so I know I'm not tying in the split. 6-cent square bills, I haven't had any issues with mine. Paint seems to be holding up pretty well. I do have quite a few of those. What Okumas do you like or recommend? What are we talking about, Luke? Are we talking about reels or are we talking about rods? Reels, I really like the TCS. I haven't used the SX. That's on the way. Rods, I like the TCS and I like the EVX. You know, if you're looking for a faster action rod, you're going to want the EVX. If you want a slower action rod, you're going to want the TCS. Now, there are a couple rods in the TCS lineup that have that faster action, but for the most part, it's a softer action rod. EVX is a faster action rod. Yeah, the TCS reels are solid, man. I love them, but they are kind of pricey at 200 bucks. No problem, Clash. I will donate 100 bucks if I can push TJ81 in the water this summer. In the summer, dude? Yeah, that works, dude. Let me see that money. Indiana is good for fishing. Wadded. Safe ice. We will send Watts out, and if he falls in, we weren't going ice fishing. There you go, dude. Watts, we need you Friday so we can test the ice. Old Watts. Maple Lake is a solid bass lake in Illinois. I'll check that out. What donation going for? I just put it towards the channel. I mean, anything I make on the channel, I just put right back into it, buying more baits and things like that to review. That's what I've been buying the reels with. Again, that's why I'm not asking for donations. If you guys don't want to donate, don't. But you guys are doing that on your own, and it's just a little thank you. I'm just giving away a couple packs of baits. Everyone that donated, I can see that in the analytics once the video's over, and I'll do a little random comment pick or something like that, and I'll go ahead and leave the winner in the comments after the video's done, and then you'll need to reply to me, and I'll reply back to you, and then you can give me your address. But just as a thank you, I'm giving you guys a couple packs of baits, or a chance chance to win a couple packs of baits. Again, I'm not asking for donations, but if you choose to send some, again, I'm putting you guys in a giveaway. And I'll go ahead and do this every Sunday. We'll pick up a couple different baits each week. Thanks, Mark. What forums? You know, I haven't sold on there in a while, Hank. It was Bass Baits Buy and Barter. The video that I did on that, I think I linked them down below. Got to go, everyone. Have a great night. KLG, thanks, brother. Dobbins makes good rods. Tactical Bassin has some vids on YouTube. Yeah, I got vids on Dobbins rods. They're solid. Yeah, with Dobbins, it was more of a customer service deal. I have no issues at all with rods. The 6.6 movement, yeah, I got one of those. What's going on, brother? Are you a bear or... I don't watch any sports. Mad Matt, thanks for $2, brother. We'll let Watts lead you all with a rope on the ice. Matt's trying to get in the giveaway more than once. No problem, Doug. If you use missile baits, twin... Yeah, dude. The twin turbo is one of my go-to twin tail rubs. I like that. Yeah, swim jig trailer, just a jig trailer. I've even rigged them up just on a jig head and swam them. That's a killer little trailer right there. Indiana is bad, but ice, and it does get negatives here in Indiana. What line for spinner baits do you prefer, and what for crank and chatter baits? Let's see here. Spinner baits. I'm going to say overall I use probably 15-pound test, fluorocarbon. If I'm wanting my crankbaits to go a little bit deeper, I'm going to use probably 12-pound. Chatterbaits normally 12, 15-pound. And if I'm trying to keep something up shallow, I may use 20-pound mono. But again, with the mono to fluorocarbon, you really need to look at the diameter. Because I know, like, even with Cigar Cinchi, that 20-pound mono is the same diameter as 15-pound fluorocarbon. So if you are going to go up with mono to keep your baits up higher, you do need to look at the diameter of the line. Now, mono is a floating line, so your bait will stay shallower, but still you need to pay attention to the diameter. But all in all, probably 15-pound in VizX I use the most, but I will switch pound test and line depending on situations. But I would say 80% of the time, 15-pound in VizX is what I'm throwing on all three. I want you to scream in my ear while you're got some misuse. I do have the TCS rods and love them. Are they going to keep producing them since Scott left? There is talk about a new rod, and there has been talk about the rod before I knew Scott left or whatever the situation was there. But from what I also heard, that rod has been due to be upgraded anyways. So no matter if he stayed or not, I'd imagine that rod was going to get redone anyway. So, which is more important, rod or reel? I'm going to go with the rod, just because the action of the rod to me is what helps you either cast the lure, land the fish. I mean, there's different actions of the rods. They're going to help you out, I would think, more than the reel. I mean, the reel obviously casts the lure out and it got the drag, obviously, but I believe the rod plays a bigger role. If it was me, I would put more money, in the rod. Or not even that, just because you can get decent rods for a good price. I would put more thought, I would say, in the rod versus the reel. Who's going to win the Classic? Dude, how cool would it be to KVD to win, his last Classic? More cold weather heading our way on Tuesday, Wednesday in the Northeast, probably be heading. Yeah, dude, we're getting some. All this week's gonna be pretty cold. I don't think there's one day that's above freezing, and some of our lows are in the negatives. Can I get an answer on the subscribe, please? Do it for a fan. I didn't see your question on that, bud. I just got a Dobbins rod during the TechWare sale. Love it so far. It's the first rod I've spent more than $50 on. Which one did you get? I contacted Dobbins customer service and never got a response, and their cold series have a weak tip. I mean, there was no problem answering them when I had the issue. it was just kind of what they told me, just because I was on staff. They kind of wanted me to deal with my issue, and that just wasn't how I do things, so I left. But, you know, they make a solid rod. What are your go-to catfish baits and baits for stingrays and sharks and reeds? Or in reds, redfish? I don't fish for stingrays or sharks or redfish, but I used to catfish all the time back in the day, and hot dogs was my go-to catfish bait. What brand tungsten, dude? The Picasso. Let me grab one real fast. All right. I use the Picasso. The color, what's it? Gunmetal. Yeah, these right here. Man, that's what I use. In my opinion, man, these are the best weights. And I don't say best on a lot of things, but I don't believe you're going to beat this weight. Might be a little more money than others, but the way they do this, the color is not going to come off. It's actually within the weight, so you can't chip it off. I mean, I have weights that I used all season that are still black. You cannot chip off the color. They're solid. They don't fray your line. I mean, these are solid weights here from Picasso. How about a new Ram video? Yeah, I'll get on that, buddy. As soon as our weather takes a turn for the better, I'll get on that video. And it made me mad today, too. I got 2 little rock chips on the front. The front of the new Ram, there's only like 2 little spots that are painted, and I got two little rock chips. I mean, it couldn't have went up an inch or down, you know, it couldn't have went up or down an inch or 2 and maybe hit the powder-coated bumper. It had to hit right there on the paint. So, kind of bummed about that, but that'll be the first of many. Luke, appreciate $5, brother. Just don't look down when ice fishing. I can't do it. Definitely freaks me out, especially when the ice starts popping and cracking. Dude, yeah, that's what it is. I'm not worried about the cold. I'm worried about it cracking and me going through, having all these clothes on and being under the ice. That's all I picture. To me, it's not worth catching a few fish. Are Googan baits and favorite rods tied together as far as owners? I really don't know. I would imagine, I think the Googans are part owner and favorite. And then, so I guess in a way, I guess you could say that. Your thought on wobble heads? It's something different. I really can't say I throw even a football head anymore. If I'm going to drag a football style head, it's going to be a wobble head, just because you get a little more action out of the bait. Oh, Matt, that's the video you want to see me panic out there, dude? I showed you that reel for 5 seconds, and now you're giving me crap. You want to see me panic on the ice? The road salt kills me. Been checking out a non-contact truck scrub to use any at work. Let's see here. Non-contact truck scrub. Probably the chemicals I use on at work you wouldn't want to put on a new truck. I mean, I just been washing mine at the car wash. I haven't really used anything to scrub the paint yet. Just spraying it off, just trying to keep the salt off it. But I'm not really sure what I plan to wash it with when I get to come spring. Senshi was my go-to for mono for a long time, but found out that it is no longer made and is replaced with Ripon Mono. I believe Ripon Mono has a bigger diameter than Senshi had, but I'm still using Senshi because when I realized it was going to be discontinued, I ordered like the 3,000 yard spools because I love that line so much. But that's the difference, I believe. The Ripon Mono is, it does have a bigger diameter. Favorite owns Googan baits with Scott Martin. What is your best budget rod? I mean, the EVX rod you can get for like $100. Even the TCS rod, which I believe is like $140, I think you can find it like Walmart online, things like that for like $100. So, I mean, it'd be hard to beat those rods in that price range. Other $100 rods, I mean, I used to use the Shimano Compre. That's a good one. Dobbins Fury is a good one. I mean, a lot of the Bass Pro rods come in around $100. I mean, there's a lot of good $100 rods out there. No problem, Clash. What are the best frozen baits for catfish? I never had any frozen ones. I just used to cut up hot dogs, soak them in anise. That's what me and my dad did, and that worked out really well. Vienna sausages. You've been watching Fat Cat? And ahead of time, thank you for the info. No problem, Clash. Best chatterbait trailer. I don't know if it's the best, but it's my favorite, is using the 4.5 Plasma Tail, or I like the Strike King Blade Minnow. I got a new Ram 2 months ago. Someone already door dinged the crap out of it. Yeah, dude, when I park, it takes me a long time. My wife gives me crap. It takes me so long. I'm this way with anything as far as driving goes. But I mean, I try and park out away from everyone. And I mean, my wife, she'll keep going all around the aisles trying to find a close spot. I was like, you know what? If you just park out back, you would already be walking in. You're just wasting time for one, and two, you're going to get a door ding. So yeah, I like to keep an eye out for that as well. I don't like parking by anybody. Have my best luck with bologna or bread as a catfish bait. Yeah, I heard that. Build silver touch-up paint. Touch-up. 17 bucks on eBay. Just bought some for the Ram. Yeah, there's only those couple little sections I figured, on the front that are paint. I figured they're going to get chipped up anyway. So whenever they're really bad, I'll just have those couple little pieces painted, just because it's only a small little piece on the front of that new Rebel. But yeah, that'd be the first of many chips I'm sure I'll get on that. Check out YoloTek with tungsten, best product, great prices. Matt, that's true. That's true. You were nice enough for that sneak peek. I'll retract my previous comment. You're the best YouTuber. Thanks, Clash. Appreciate it, buddy. Gonna get going. Thanks for the chat. Stay warm. Brendan, appreciate you tuning in, buddy. Looks like we are caught up in comments and we are an hour in. What is your bucket list fish to catch? I'm going to say an arapaima. And who was the guy? The River Monster guy, Jeremy Wade. I used to watch him all the time. And I used to love when he used to fish for those arapaimas. That would be it. Okuma makes rods or Savage Gear. I have one, and it's a great rod. What the 1,000-yard spool of InvizX run? Isn't 300 yards like 20, 25 bucks? I believe like 10, 12 pound. It could be like 105 bucks, something like that. And then 15 pound, 17 pound could be like 100 and a quarter. But you can usually get a pretty good deal on that at Tackle Warehouse during like the 25 days of Christmas sale and all that. They usually drop that price pretty good. I think then you can get it for like 60 or 70 bucks. If Guggen owns Favorite with Scott Martin, maybe that is a part of the change for Scott. I would want to use and endorse what I had invested in. That's true too. All I heard was budget cuts, but again, I wouldn't bank on that. That's what I heard. And the pros got to make a living. If their sponsors can't pay them, I'm assuming they're just going to go somewhere else. I'm not 100% sure that's what happened. That could be what happened. I really don't know. What's your favorite square bill color in the spring? Probably chartreuse blackback. Water's pretty dirty early spring, so I would go with that. But even the gizzard shad, that bright white, it still works. I have the most confidence in the gizzard shad, but usually I start out with that chartreuse blackback. What knot do you use when tying fluorocarbon? 99% of the time, I use the Palomar. And if you tie it correctly, you won't have any issues at all. I have a video on this showing step by step. Just when you have the two lines and you're getting ready to do the overhand, right then, make sure the lines are not crossed. If they're crossed, most likely, that's where your issue is going to start. If you don't cross them, you wet the line before you cinch it down, you won't have any issues at all. Palomar knot. I can only think of one time that I broke off. And it was when a fish had jumped by the boat and it flinged that weight up to the tip of the guide, or the rod. And then the weight came back down and shocked that knot. That's the only time that I broke off with a Palomar. It wasn't even the knot's fault. It was the weight that shocked that knot. But if you tie it correctly, you will not have any issues at all. It's super fast. It's super strong. Check out the video that I have on that. I don't fish A-rigs a whole lot. That's something I do want to get into this season. Bomber Square A is the bomb, dude. All my big fish have come on the Bomber Square A. Your favorite Ned rig bait? I don't have a favorite yet. I don't fish it all that much. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in that, fishing the mud holes that I fish. I've heard the favorite rods are pretty sweet. Scott Martin seems pretty legit. Can't see him selling something that's junk, but that's just my opinion, but I haven't personally tried them. I'm not sure if he's really tried them. I watched one of his last videos, and he made a cast or something like that and said he only had used that rod a couple times, so if he's really designing those rods, you would think that he would have had, more use with them. Again, I really don't know anything about that situation, so take what I say with a a grain of salt. Have you ever hooked yourself? I'm more or less just skin hooked. Nothing I've had to actually pop out. I got a few scars here and there, but I've had nothing really pass the barb. Have you got the truck muddy yet? No, it probably won't get muddy either. What will happen if your favorite what do you think about soaking mono for fixing line twists with spinning gear? I've seen guys put that in hot water, take the spool of hot water. I've never done that. KVD line and lure is all you need right here. Use this, use it correctly, spray it on your line for the first time, let it dry, and you won't have any issues at all. KVD line and lure, I use it on all my reels. It's awesome. Takes out the memory. It almost makes your line feel like silk. It's worth the investment. It's only like $10 a bottle. I usually get almost a year out of one bottle, but it's great stuff. What will happen if you run out of your favorite color bomber? Will we still see you? Dude, that won't happen just because I have like, I'm going to say the bomber, I probably caught the most fish on the red craw, and I think I have like 30 of them over there on the shelf, so I don't think I'll run out anytime soon, dude. Do you think listening to music on Bluetooth speakers spooks fish, especially in aluminum boat? I'm going to say probably not. I mean, it could, to be honest, because I listen to music pretty often just because the bite's usually pretty slow on the lakes that I fish. So that could be why I don't catch a lot of fish. But I honestly think it probably doesn't. You know, I mean, there's always people boating around and playing music and things anyways. I'm sure they're used to noise. As long as you're not really like blasting it, I really don't think it really does anything. I mean, you got to think you got noise from your trolling motor, you got noise from your electronics. You know, what's that big a deal with a little noise from your speaker? I mean, I don't think it's that big a deal. At least I don't think it's a big deal enough for me to stop listening to my speaker, because the extreme speaker I got back here, that'll be on the boat this summer, and I'll be blasting that. So we'll see if it works or not. Do you throw mid-depth cranks? If so, what's your preferred rod length? Thanks, man. I only throw, the deepest I throw is a DT10. So I throw that crank on the same rod I throw a square bill. 7 foot, medium heavy, cranking rod. Have you run out of black shed Kitex? No, actually, I just counted them the other day. I still got 16 packs. So I only went through 5 packs last season. So I'm still pretty good on those. But the new color they got out, I think it's LY. It's pretty similar. It's got a little more flake in it, and they're not even going to notice that in the lakes that I fish. So that'll be the color that I go to once I run out of those. I will have to say, because of you talking about Okuma, made me want to get one, and it has been my go-to rod and reel ever since. Thanks, dude. No problem, Doug. I mean, I try and tell you guys, it's awesome. I mean, a lot of guys, when they hear sponsored products, they kind of shy away from it because they think you're only saying it's good because you're sponsored by them. Well, you know, I went to Okuma because of how much I like the rods, and I've been with them ever since. I mean, I went with them because of how much I liked it. I didn't take the deal because I was getting paid this, that, or the other. So some guys kind of ruin that for other guys because of how they take deals. I only signed on with companies that I'm already using, I already like. So if I'm going to be buying the product anyways, I might as well get a discount on it, or, you know, get it for free or whatever the case may be, because I'm already using it. So if you look at it like that, you know, it's much better. You know, the guys that just get on with the company to just say they have a sponsor, then they don't even use it or whatever. I'm not like that. You know, I get with the company because I'm already using the stuff. If you look back in the videos, I was using Okuma rods a couple years before I actually got signed on with them. I have one of the favorite rods. Can't remember the model. Works well for me. What knot do you use for tying Florida braid? I don't have a half hour to tie the, what's that one that Fluke Master ties? I can't even remember the name of it. I forget the name of it. I tie the double uni, but it's a bit big to run through your guide. So if I ever do run a leader, I make sure it's outside of my guides. But 95% of the time, probably 99% of the time, I don't run leaders just because I don't like the extra connection knot. He lost a lot of fish at Rayburn using favorite rods. Medium heavy for frog rod. You might be able to get away with the medium heavy and braid for open water. The only thing about a frog rod is the hooks. It's not so much, I mean, it has a lot to do with the cover that you're fishing around, but it's the hooks that they put in those frogs. It's a pretty heavy gauge wire hook, so you got to make sure you have enough power in the rod to drive those hooks. So I would suggest a heavy for frogging. You can get away with a medium heavy if you use braid and you're not in thick cover, but I would suggest a heavy if you're going to go out and buy a rod. If you already have a medium heavy, then maybe put a braid on it and you'd be okay. But really, it's just the diameter of those hooks which will give you trouble. Is the cavity line treatment good for mono and fluoro? It's good for all. Braid, I put it on everything. It's good stuff. What's your favorite wake bait and color? Probably THK wake bait, and it's got to be the froggy color. Yeah, Doug, you got to use cavity line lure. What is the bag video coming out? Right here, I packed it all up. It will be out on Tuesday, so keep a lookout for that. Okuma TCS rods went up in price, 140 or 145. Walmart's still 98 bucks. Great deal. Yeah, I would always shop around and get the best price. Yeah, they were what, 140 on Tackle Warehouse, so they went up $5. You prefer? Yes, I prefer the square A over the flat A. I can't say I've even fished the flat A that much. I think I do have a few, but it must have not worked that well for me because I don't even remember fishing it. I'm sure it's good though. I mean, Bomber makes a great crank. Is it true that Shimano makes Okuma rods and reels? That's the first I've heard that. I really have no idea, Chuck. Did you fill up the new Calcos battle box yet? I have not. I wanted to get the bag done first here, which I got done. Excuse me. I got the bag done, so probably maybe next week or the week after, I'll work on the box. First lure you throw early spring. Most likely it's going to be a chatterbait. There it is, FG knot. That's the one that Fluke ties. I must be way behind on comments here. What rod would you recommend for frog and flipping? I don't really like that longer rod. I'm more accurate with a shorter rod. Flipping, though, you're going to want a longer rod because you're not actually releasing the thumb bar. It's all just how much line you can move. So for flipping, I like a 7.6. For frogging, though, I prefer a 7-foot. I guess if I only had one rod to do both, I'd meet in the middle like a 7.3. Do you pack your own trailer bearings each year? So video would be great. You don't have the one I have, my trailer. You don't have to pack them. I don't know what the deal is called, but you just put your grease gun on the fitting, and as you're pumping the grease in, it forces the old grease out. I actually did plan to do a video on that, but you don't actually have to pack those bearings. Yeah, I don't want to even mess with the FG knot. It looked like it was just too much hassle to what it's worth. And I want to make sure the knot's good. I can tie a double uni really fast. I know it's strong. I just don't like to put it through the guides. Why isn't Scott Martin with Okuma? I mean, a lot of guys are saying here on this chat that he owns part of Favorite. I don't know about that. From what I heard, it was budget cuts. Well, that's all I know. What are your top 3 baits for the spawn? See, I fish muddy water. So there is no side fishing, so I have to use search baits to find them. It's got to be a square bill, got to be a spinnerbait, got to be a chatterbait. If I find a couple fish on a bank, I'll slow down with a beaver bait or something like that and pitch the bank to find maybe some more spawners. But I got to find them first with a reaction type bait just because I can't see anything. Have you had any quality problems with the DT10s? I had problems with cranks cracking, breaking more than others, but I love the looks of this polished square bills. I can't say I have. I mean, a balls of bait, I know a lot of guys will smack their baits on the water if they get grass, something like that on the hooks. That will crack them, but I can't say I've had any issues with those more than other crankbaits. What is your favorite tube to flip and what power rod do you use for it? Bill, if I'm in more open water, not thick cover, I just use a medium heavy fast action. And my favorite tube at the moment would probably be the Mega Strike. Why do you keep skipping me? Please answer. Can you subscribe? Dude, I can't subscribe during the feed. If you want me to subscribe to you, send me a message on my Facebook or my Instagram with your link and I'll sub to you. Okay? Alberta knot for connection knot. Run out of Gatorade? No, I got about 2 dozen Gatorade out there in the garage. I'm good on Gatorade. I think I'm getting sick, though. I'm getting a lot of drainage in my throat and all that, so I'm trying to stick with water at the moment. The guys over at BPS told me almost all reels are made in the same 2-3 factories: Okuma, Luz, Abu, Shimano. Yeah, they could be. I really have no idea, buddy. I'm sure there's quite a few that make other reels for each other, so yeah. I mean, just looking at the 13 reels and the Okuma reels, just some of the stuff on the outside that kind of looks a certain way to me, I would bet on it if I took them apart. I bet the internals would be identical. Why not? Any thoughts on the Luz LFS? I haven't used it, bud. I only got the Custom Pro, BB1 Pro, and the TI. Yeah, Joe. I'm sure that's right, bud. Have you ever tried the cigar knot for fluoro to braid line? I have not. One more time. We still got 100 people in here. I want to say it one more time about the little giveaway going on. Again, I'm not asking you guys to donate. I do appreciate if you do. I just put that money back into the channel. Again, I'm not asking for it. A lot of you guys do it on your own. So if you guys do donate during the stream here, I'm going to look at the analytics at the end of the video, and I'll put everybody's name in a hat or something like that, and I'll draw a winner for the winner for a couple packs of bait. So like a $14 value here. And we got 43 bucks in donations. Really do appreciate that. Again, all you guys will be entered in that giveaway. And then I'll go ahead and post the winner in the comments below. Once the video is over, you'll have to contact me. Then I'll contact you again to get your address. Banix and Doyo, however you say that, make many companies reels, even like Bass Pro, Shimano manufacturers. Most of theirs at their own place in Japan, some China, same for Daiwa. Favorite top water bait? Rage Toad. I love the Rage Toad. When you're searching for spawning bass in your water, how deep of water are you searching in? Oh, it's a foot or less. I mean, it's muddy water for one, zero visibility, so you're not going to have many deep bass at all. Me personally, I don't think you're going to have any deep bass, but they're going to be right up on the banks. They're going to be somewhat open water. They need sun to penetrate, you know, for the eggs and all that. So I look for like non-shaded areas, rock banks, things like that, real shallow. That's what I look for. Any thoughts on Luz Hank Parker rod? No, I haven't checked it out, buddy. I mean, these days, I mean, rods and reels are pretty good anymore. I mean, I don't really think all that many brands matter. I mean, just get what you can afford. I mean, you're going to get a decent combo, I'm sure. I cracked the lip off on a DT16, smacking it on the water. Yeah, that will happen, dude. Other than that, I haven't heard any issues of people, you know, having issues with them. But any balls of bait that you smack on the water, most likely you will break it. So if you had to take one bait in the spring for bass, what would you take? Oh, KVD 1.5. Fishing, yeah, Bill Lewis, yeah, hard to beat their rattle traps. Also, what bass spinning reel would you get? The Inspira, I really like those. The SX, I used that last season. That was really good. Okuma SX. The Shimano Saharas, I really like those. Those are good. Kuma RX, that was another good one there. Or I think it was the RTX. The CMAR, that was like 50 bucks. That was a good reel as well. I got a video on that one as well. I've been using the Shimano Sahara for many years, so that's a solid reel. I think it's around 70, 80 bucks, something like that. What pound test for braid is all good for everything? For like swim jigs, frogs, flipping, things like that, I use 50 pound. I don't say I have anything. I've never used anything heavier than that, I can tell you that. As far as smaller, I've used 30, not too often. I kind of like 30 once in a while for lipless crankbaits. Other than that, I might use like 20 on a spinning combo, but for power fishing, mainly 50 pound. Any other hobbies you have? I guess I used to bike ride a lot. I like doing that. And I've been hitting the gym all month. I've been kind of getting back in the gym, but other than that, just fishing. Really can't afford two hobbies. Scott Martin is part owner Googan Baits with Googan Squad. He has said that in his videos. What is your favorite line or braid? Fluorocarbon and VizX. Mono has to be Cinchi. Braid has to be Sunline FX2. What's going on, Shane? Do you consider you fishing style more shallow water or off? Oh, fish in dirty water, dude. There is no offshore. I mean, I might catch some fish in deeper water, but they're suspended, you know, just a few foot below the surface. They might be in, you know, 13 foot of water, but they're still up shallow, if you know what I mean. But majority of the time, muddy water, you're going to catch them on the banks. There's no reason to go deep because, you know, they can't see. So, give me 1 second. We're going to continue this chat. My is about to die. Give me 1 second. I'll plug this in. All right, now we're good. What type of bait should you use for a minnow trap? I'm not really sure. What do you dip? I've never dipped. A lot of guys ask me that. I have no idea why I don't dip. I have a loose Hank Parker rod from Wally World, and frankly, I really like it. No problems after a season of use. There you go. That works. Actually, I don't know if I got it because I'm still doing the live stream. So I'll check my messages once I get off here. If I have it, I'll give you a sub. All right, bud? You tried the Johnny Moore spinning reels, TJ. Also, hello. I don't believe I did. When I was using the Bass Pro stuff years ago, I think I tried the Pro Qualifier spinning reel, which I really like. So I would imagine the Johnny Moore's is really good. And I really do like the looks of his new reels. They do look pretty killer. The old Signature Series, Johnny Morris reels, those were awesome. Love to try bio lures. Can't find them in Kentucky. Have to order some. If you guys order them, use code TJ81, 20% off. Sunline Assassin, I've never used it. Couldn't tell you what. By the way, what best braid with thin diameter? My favorite braid is still Sunline FX2. Smackdown has a pretty small diameter. Power Pro, I know a lot of guys like Power Pro. JB, appreciate the $5, brother. Most underrated channel on YouTube. Who else answers this many questions? Awesome channel. Appreciate, excuse me. Appreciate that, buddy. See here, and rod for the spinning reel. Like I was saying earlier on the chat, spinning, I try to keep it pretty simple. I'm not a big spinning guy. I like a medium power rod and a medium heavy. Now, the ones that I use, the medium heavy loads at 1/8, the medium loads at 1/16. I'll run anywhere from like 8 to 12 pound test on both of those. And depending on the weight of lure is which rod I'll put it on. Both are fast acting, both are 7-1. Again, only the power is different and how light they load. That's all I look for in a spinning combo. What gear ratio for S waivers are you going to use? I'm going to use a 6-speed. I think I'm going to go with 20-pound mono to start off. Asked you last Sunday about those paddle tail soft plastics over your right shoulder. What brand are they? They are just a little out of focus. They are the Exo Swims. Do relax. He's doing a live stream. Yep. Yeah, I'll get to him when I'm done here. Have you ever used Yum Soft plastics? Yeah, I think I mentioned that earlier as well. To this day, I still use the Yum Craw Pappy. That's one of my go-to craws. I love that bait. One of their tubes I used to use years ago, but they discontinued it. But all in all, I mean, the Yum Dingers, I mean, Yum makes some good baits. Yeah, Matt. Yeah, Clash. Don't worry, dude. I'll take care of you, buddy. All in favor of unsubbing Clash. Man, leave him alone. I'm sure he's just anxious to get a sub. I will get to you, Clash, dude. I promise. I'll give you a sub when I get off here. Why did I choose Okuma? The action, the tip action on their rods. I just felt I landed more fish with them. I used Okuma for a couple of years before I got with Okuma. But the TCS rod in particular is what sold me on the brand. The action of those rods, I love. I just plugged this in. Why is this not charging? I still got 10%. Should be charging though. The Sinica 200 HG, I'm not familiar with it. because Okuma is a better president. Ever thought to tie a drop shot above a football jig and drag it? I've seen guys do that, use the football jig as the weight. I've never done it, but I've seen guys do that, yeah. You need a moderator to take care of all these spams. Yeah. Just got to ignore some of them fools. No thought on loose rods. I haven't used any of them, but I mean, I see a lot of guys using them. I'm sure they're decent rods. I haven't not used them. How many rods and reels do you have? Way too many. I don't know. A lot. Do you use a specific hook made for drop shotting? I don't do a whole lot of drop shotting. Normally, I just use like it's from Owner. It's a green hook. I really can't even think of the name of it. That or I like the Mustad. Give me 1 second. I actually got one right here. I use it in like a number 2. The Titan X. That's a good one there. That I can just use for an eco rig, a wacky rig, drop shot. You know, just have those in different sizes as well. I don't get too crazy with finesse type stuff just because I don't do it that much. Doug, appreciate the $2, brother. Again, I'll put all you guys in the giveaway that donated, and I'll make sure you check the comments, you know, a few minutes after this feed is over with, or the stream's over with. Mustad or Gamakatsu? I'm really liking the grip pins. I'd go with Mustad on that one. I think if you look at your standard Gamakatsu hook and you compare it to a grip pin, the grip pin's got a little bit thicker gauge wire, but it's not as thick as the Superline. So it really depends what you want. I really like the grip pins. I still use some Gamakatsu. I cannot stand the Gamakatsu flipping hooks though. It's one of my, be honest, it's one of my confidence hooks, but the keeper on it, you got to glue them before you use them because they're constantly slide down. So I just pretty much switched over to Mustad on those as well. But I still love that hook. I just wish they made a better keeper on there. No, I don't hunt, bud. No, I've never used or collected the pre-Rapala wiggle warts. I mean, guys pay like a ridiculous amount of money for those. I mean, if I'm going to pay like a couple $100 for crankbait, I'm not going to go throw it on rocks. I mean, so if I would buy them, I would be collecting them. I use reel snot on my braided line. At first, it would cast very smooth, but when it dried, it seemed like my line was tangling more. I didn't notice that. I used reel snot for a while, and I actually still say to this day, I think it's better than KVD line and lure. I just thought it was a bit too oily for my liking, so I stopped using it. But it is really good. I like it. But I imagine when it dries out, no different than line and lure, you just need to reapply while you're using it. Hey, TJ, thanks for taking the time to do this. No problem, bud. We're going to keep doing them every week. And I'll still do these giveaways every time we're doing this as well, just to give back to you guys. I enjoy talking with you guys, so. I got old Joker Mike Watts texting me right now. I guess he can't see I'm doing a live stream. Rams or Patriot or neither? I'm going with neither just because I don't watch sports. The new Helios reels yet? No, I thought they were already shipped to me, and I found out last week they weren't shipped yet. But the new Helios SX, I have a bunch of those on the way. Really excited for those. There's a few upgrades on those reels from the TCS. So I've only been doing bass fishing for around a year, so I'm wondering if this is a good start. Revo X, baitcaster, spinning reel, and baits are Cinco's tubes for cranks, frogs, jerkbaits, jigs. Dude, yeah, get whatever gear you can afford. I mean, in the beginning, it's not about having the best gear. It's not even about having the best gear when you're experienced. Get what you can afford and have fun with it. And whatever baits that you like to throw is what you need to start out with. I mean, Cinco's, I mean, I bet everybody starts out with the Cinco. Tubes was one of the first ones I started out with. Square bills, frogs, jerkbaits. I mean, that's all good stuff. Use what you like to fish. So, I mean, and as far as gear goes, don't worry about having the highest end gear. Get what you can afford and have fun with it. It's all that really matters. Those are baits. Those are baits that I've been using. Yeah, you're doing good, dude. Darren, appreciate the $1.99, buddy. I will enter you in the giveaway. Any thoughts on Rapala? Because Brad Squarebill, sorry I missed it earlier. I got a few of those. I haven't used them enough to really give my opinion on them. I wish they were a little bit bigger. I think it's cool that you can get the same size that dives deeper. But again, I haven't used them enough to really say how I like them just yet. But I do have a handful of those that I have been fishing with. Can you give me a shout out for Nando Morales? If I said that right, there you go, bud. I'm a zone lock hook kind of guy. Great hooks. Yeah, dude, whatever works for you, man. Ron, I don't think that's going to happen, dude. Any new Veritas seem a lot better. Oh, the new ones? That's cool. What do you think about Jackall jerkbaits? I know I picked one up. I can't say I've used it yet. I'm not a huge jerkbait guy. But I mean, Jackall puts out solid products. I mean, I'm sure there's nothing bad to say about those. And how do you get rid of people? This Ron dude, he needs to go if somebody can get rid of that fool. Can you give me a shout out? Fernando, I just did, dude. Nothing worse than getting wadded. I know, man. First time I sent a donation to anyone on here. Don't spend it all in one place. I appreciate it, Doug. Much appreciated, brother. Great live feed information as always. Thanks. I'll add you to the giveaway, buddy. Yeah, dude, everything you guys donate is just going to go right back in the channel. I just save it for a new tackle that comes out, maybe something to review. Or what I may do is put it towards this the Shimano DC reel you guys keep asking me about. I may just save up for that, get that reel, and review that next season as well. So, because I don't have any Shimano reels to review, and that's the one that you guys ask about the most. Got my first Calcutta Conquest this year. Super excited to fish once all the snow is gone. No joke, dude. Thanks, dude. I'm only 13 and I'm going around ponds on my bike. There you go, dude. Not wrong with that. Does anyone else have a surplus of baits they have not used yet because of weather? Me. I've just been getting too many baits. I still got baits last year that I haven't even used yet. I'm trying to use certain baits enough to be able to give you guys enough feedback on them. So I'm not trying to use too much stuff because then I won't be able to use it enough to really give you guys, you know, the right feedback. So my school team is looking for sponsorships for baits. Any ideas, TJ81? I really have no idea, buddy. I guess it really depends how good your school's doing. I guess you could contact a company saying, hey, here's how we rank and things like that. But I mean, I really wouldn't know how to contact anybody about that. You may want to check out Noah, Kicking the Rest TV. I think he's done some videos on that. Phantom Fishing, can you give me a shout out without saying something negative? Andy, I told you I'm going to do a giveaway, and the giveaway rules are going to be to unsub Phantom Fishing. So that will be your shout out, dude. Seriously, guys, Phantom is a great friend of mine. I consider him a good buddy of mine. If you haven't subbed to him, head over there and give him a sub. And I believe he just he's got his new clothing line, which looks pretty killer. And definitely check him out. Show him some love. What baits do you mainly use? I'm more of a reaction bait type guy. I mean, I love a spinner bait, crankbait, chatterbait, things like that. I mean, the bite on those is just awesome, dude. And if I had one bait to fish with the rest of my life, it would definitely be a square bill. Spinner bait would be a close second. The Arashi spin bait, I have not tried it. I love their square bills. I have not tried the spin bait. My opinion, that spin bait deal is more of a clear water deal, and fish in the mud holes that I fish, I wouldn't even consider throwing a spin bait. For Square A, I did swap out the hooks to size 6 and the split rings to size 2. Is the hook size correct? Size 2 split rings and a size 6 short shank. If you put a standard shank on there, they'll tangle. It's got to be a short shank size 6. And that's why you downsize the split ring. It comes with the size 3, so you have to downsize the split rings to a 2 and then use the short shank size 6 and you'll be good. Bill, favorite THKO wakebait color is Froggy. One more question. Besides having to wait to recharge by casting the Corrado DC, is there much of the difference between the DC and the Corrado? Okay. Be honest, I didn't even know that. I'm not familiar with that reel at all. You guys keep asking questions about it, so that's why I was thinking about maybe getting that. But I don't know anything about either one of those reels. Fiberglass or aluminum bass boat, pros and cons of each. I think, be honest, it all depends how big of water you plan to fish. Really in horsepower restrictions. Around me, I'm fishing smaller lakes think the biggest lake I fish is like 1,300 acres. The lake that I fish the most is a 50 horsepower max. So if you're going to get a glass boat, you need more than 50 horsepower to push it. So that's why for me, a glass boat does not make sense. If you're going to fish bigger lakes, like I was thinking for a while that my tracker would be good on Table Rock, but after being on that lake, renting a boat when I was there last year, I don't think my boat is big enough at all. I mean, that's some big water, some big waves. I know I would take on a ton of water. So if you're going to be fishing big water, you need a big boat. Smaller lakes, smaller water, aluminum is just fine. Now there's a good idea, Shimano DC review. I can do that, guys. I can just keep saving up all the donations and buy the DC if that's what you guys want. Maybe we can vote on that. Once I get enough money for it, we'll vote on it and you guys can pick the reel. Have you ever used Norman crank? Yeah, I like the Norman Fat Boys. I've used those before. Doug from Casking, the only thing I've used is the rod racks. What's going on, Adam? What baits do you use the most? Square bills, crankbaits. Wait, they're the same thing. I mean, square bills and spinnerbaits. I probably use the most. Didn't know. Yeah, I don't have any Shimanos at the moment. Recommended tungsten shaky head. I like, actually I got a pack right here. I like the shakedowns for tungsten. They have another one. It could be maybe the takedown, but I think that's the name, the takedown. But it's got a 90-degree line tie, and I didn't like that, so I went with the shakedown. These ones that I use. Speaking of shaky heads, Phantom Fishing, he's on here. He really likes the Giggy head, I believe it is, from Gambler. It's not tungsten, but that's one that he really likes, so check that one out as well. There you go, Matt. My dude, unsub him. Too many Barbie reviews. You have to keep all your new baits in your boat so your wife doesn't know. She don't care. I mean, the money that I make from this channel, I just put back into it, so it's not costing me a whole lot. What spinnerbaits do I use? Mainly the Picassos, the Inviswire. I like Booyah, Mega Strike. I'm sure I have a few others in there. Size hooks for Senkos, normally 3 or 4 out. Recommend a long handle net, please. I have a review on the Ego nets. Check that out. I really like the Ego nets. You have a lot of different options, different hoop sizes you can get. Extendable handles, non-extendable handles. They have a lot of options on that site. Different net material. I really like the PVC netting. It's like a coated PVC netting, really lightweight. Check that video out. What is the giveaway? For everyone that donated, again, I want to say I'm not asking anybody to donate. I appreciate if you guys that you do donate. You guys do that on your own. I do appreciate that. So to give back to the guys that donated, I'm doing a little giveaway. I'll do this every Sunday. I'll have a couple packs of baits, and everyone that donates, I'll put all your names like in a hat. And after the video, I'll draw a winner, and I'll go ahead and post that in the comments. So if you guys donate a couple bucks, you have a chance of winning a couple packs of baits. So I'll do this every Sunday just to give back to you guys for the guys that donate. Planning to get a GoPro for filming. Any suggestions in a reasonable price point? All I have 3 of the 5s. So I haven't used any other GoPros. I went from the camera that I was using right to the GoPro 5. That's the only GoPro that I've used. So I really can't say anything else about those. Maybe you and Phantom should do a joint live stream. I think it would be not only hilarious, but very informative with both of you point of view. Yeah. Okay, we probably could if we did it on the computer. But the reason I don't do them on the computer is because it seems like either the video or the audio, one is always crap for some reason. That's why I like doing them on the phone. Phone may not be the best as far as audio and video goes, but I believe it's always better than when I get on the computer. So that's why I don't really like doing live streams, just because I'm afraid it's going to look like crap or sound like crap. How Andy's was yesterday. Yeah, Andy, I don't know what the deal was in the beginning, man. It was just all in and out. I haven't watched it back. Was it fine when you watched it back? Maybe it was just a live thing. Phantom, what are you drinking tonight? Probably some cherry Kool-Aid, I bet. Phantom fishing, get TJ81 on. He's already asking me to get on the ice this Friday. I don't know. Any word on when the rod meal will be back in stock? I think February. And remember to use my code TJ81, calcosfishing.com, 20% off. I have subscribed to your channel for a long time now, but really after you started these Sunday night live videos, you have upped your game tremendously. I am really enjoying it. Well, dude, I really appreciate the comment, and I'm going to continue to do these. I like talking with you guys. It's a lot of fun. So, went to pop an eagle rare in a moment. I'm assuming that's a drink. Since I don't drink, I don't know what the heck that is. I hear that is one fine bourbon. Why does the pegboard look empty? The pegboard, because I'm kind of redoing it. You can see over here, I got a little hook section now, and then I'm changing up the side over here, and then I got to still do the middle and then above it. So I still got a lot more work to do on it. I'm just trying to go through my boxes and get things out, just because I forget half of what I have anymore. Corrado DC has the computer chip that really reduces bird nests. Corrado K does not have the chip. Yeah, if I decide to buy one, I'll let you guys vote on it. That'll be the Shimano reel that I review this coming season. War Eagle spinnerbaits all the way. What's your opinion? It's only one I throw anymore. War Eagle. I tell you what, they had some I really like on those is that the heads could be like chrome or gold, things like that. Just because I like a lot of flash in the muddy water they fish. So I mean, I don't use those a whole lot, but I do like that option on those spinnerbaits. Do you get bummed out when you catch a pike? I've never caught a pike. I don't have pike in the lakes that I fish. Water temp is 46 here now. I feel sorry for y'all up north. I couldn't buy a bite today. Well, we're froze here, so. TJ is a master of nets. Yeah. You must have seen the Fluke Master video. I was the net man. If you read the book In Pursuit of Giant Bass, highly recommend. I haven't. I may have to check that one out. I become happier than a spring lamb. I catch a pike. Holy crap, I am late. What's up, Tackle Junkies? What's going on, Jeff? Hey, dude, we're about to get off here, man. Man, I didn't even realize the time. We're another hour and 42 minutes in here. I didn't realize we were on that long again. I think it's 2 weeks in a row. We're pushing 2 hours here. As long as the comments keep rolling in and the wife's not yelling at me, I'll stay on here. Do you have a recommended reel for under $100 or so? One of my Lew's reels recently broke, and I'm looking for a quick replacement before the upcoming season. I haven't used any Lew's reels in that price point. I would look online and see if you can get a good deal on the Tatula CT. Retails $130. If you can find for $100, that's a steal. Bass Pro Shops Pro Qualifier is normally $100 full retail, and that's a killer reel as well. Ever used Tokyo rig? I have not yet, but I'm going to be making some of those really soon. Trey Harple in the house. Dude, we were talking about your baits earlier. THKO wake bait, the froggy. It is fine on the video. It may have been the iPad or something. What do you lube the worm gears on your bait casters with? Trey is against this lube. He's on here. He likes the dial grease, I believe. I use the dial now as well, but I've always been a fan of hot sauce. A lot of guys don't like it. I've never had any issues with it, but I like hot sauce. Phantom can go to your house and do a live stream, talk about fishing and fish news. I think it'll bring more viewers, and it would be great to have more open opinions. Yeah, I guess we can do that. I mean, I don't mind doing it on the phone. Like I said earlier, the computer, it seems like it's always in and out. So, when's the Fishing with TJ giveaway? Need to check it off the bucket list, brother. Probably won't even win. I don't know, dude. Maybe I'll do something like that this year. We'll see. My schedule changed again, so I don't have days off in a row anymore. So, we'll have to see how that goes. Love the vids, bro. I'm chronic pancreatitis and watch your vids when I'm in the hospital. Been a big help, and thanks for contacting me back when I ask questions. No problem, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I want to start YouTube, but I can't afford a GoPro. Do you think you could help me buy it? You got a phone, dude? Use your phone. I mean, just start. You don't have to have the best camera. I started with the Sony Handycam. I probably made 300 or 400 videos with the Sony Handycam. It was only a couple $100. Use your phone. Dude, Pro Qualifier is a beast, man. For $100. And back when they used to sell them for like 50 or 60 bucks during sales, that is a steal. That reel is awesome. There's a part of me that still wants to try one because they have a new style out. I may even go pick one up just because I'm curious how good they are. Just because the old ones, they were awesome. I like War Eagle hidden weight spinnerbaits, ½ ounce, just a little bigger than a quarter. That's cool. Hello from rainy Planet City, Florida. Do you like the hooks more than the pegs on the boards? I have pegs, never tried the hooks. What? Do you like the hooks more than the pegs for the pegboard? I just use, what do I use? Hold on. I use these here, bud. I think these might be, I don't know, what are these? 4-inch, 6-inch, something like that. And I tell you what, these are probably 4-inch, and I got 6-inch for the baits. But I kind of like these. I guess the hooks too, the more you put on, since it's on an angle, it kind of makes your baits look, you know, weird and all that, depending on what you're putting on them. Where this keeps everything nice and straight. So I kind of like these. But I mean, whatever you like. I like things for weird reasons sometimes. So, what products do you use when you clean your boat? Wipe down and clean seats. Usually the what are they called? Let me grab them real fast. Hold on. Here's what I use, buddy. It is called Boat Bling Vinyl Sauce. This is what I use for my seats and the dash. And then they have one, I believe it's called hot sauce. It's in a red bottle, and it's to remove water spots and things like that. But the Boat Bling stuff is what I use. I believe you can pick it up at Cabela's, Bass Pro. I actually won that stuff in a giveaway, and I love it. Still using Pro Qualifiers. You need to fish Shimano again. I've never fished Shimano. I use Shimano rods, and back when I was, you know, buying reels years ago, or see one I liked, I never cared how the Shimano felt in my hand, so I just never really bought any. If I didn't like them in the store, I figured I wouldn't like them on the lake. So, but now, I mean, they've changed up a lot since I've played around with them. Your dad just got the new Pro Qualifier, loves it. Yeah, dude, the old ones are awesome. Victor, dude, you spend more time on your live stream with your subs than anyone else. Have to give you props. I appreciate it, buddy. You know what? It's fun talking to you guys. I didn't realize, again, that we were going on this long, but if you guys are still asking comments, I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm having fun. Do you think it's best to use the name brand of reels throughout? Okay, the reason that I went all Okuma reels on my rods is just because this is one of the reasons I switched from Daiwa. With Daiwa, it seems like you needed a different reel to do different things, whether it be drag, line capacity, different baits that it would throw, things like that. We're back. We're back. I don't know what happened. Andy, don't give me no crap. You're still on here, dude. I was almost 2 hours with no issues. All right, whoever asked that question, if you're still on here, what I was getting at was, with going with all the Okuma reels, all the reels felt the same, and the weight didn't seem to change from one combo to the next. It was just more comfortable to fish, and again, it didn't throw you off switching from light lures to heavy lures and all that. So that's kind of why I like to have all the same reel on my rods. But like I said, I am trying different reels for you guys this season to review. But dude, I only broke up one time in 2 hours. I don't want to hear nothing. And I blame them up the stairs. I can hear a bunch of water and stuff going, so we're going to blame them. Yeah, I'm sure Andy will let me hear the end of it. But that was one time, 2 hours. So the guy that answered that question, was he still on here? Oh, did you get it? Okay. Did you hear the answer, bud, Mason? Yeah, mainly I just like how they all feel. The weight's not thrown off from one combo to the next. Yeah, the girls upstairs, man, they must be after them old tricks, playing their Fortnite. I took it off Wi-Fi though. I don't know what happened there. So, anyways, yeah, it sucks now, dude. We're done. We're done. We are pushing 2 hours though, so we better get off here. But I want to thank you guys again for the guys that donated and everyone that tuned in. Again, I didn't ask you guys to donate, and I do appreciate it when you do. So that's why we are doing that little giveaway. And like I said, once I close out of this video and it's up live or up public for everyone to see it, then I can go in and see the analytics to see who donated, and then I'll go ahead and pick a winner, and I'll get with you and we'll go ahead and ship out a couple packs of baits. So anyways, that is that. If we don't have any more questions, we're going to get off here. Yeah, dude, it's going to be cold, man. I am ready for them 100-degree summer days. So we're going to get off here, and we'll do it again next Sunday. Keep a lookout Tuesday for the pond bag video. But had a good time tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys. I guess we'll see you on Tuesday, and then we'll see you again on Sunday. See you guys. Just entered me once. I'm not trying to be entered more than once. All right, dude. All right, guys.